Hi. I was watching this thing called What Would You Do, and I saw a commercial for it because I was watching my TV on something for ABC, and I was watching this movie thing, and I saw a commercial for it because I don't know, something just pulled me to it, and it was about a little girl wanting a white doll, a black girl wanting a little white doll, and I wanted to see it. And I ended up pressing one that was about oppression and slurs towards people who have special needs, and I'm actually one of those people. Believe it or not, I am one of those people that have grown up in the special. It's literally, I've been taught in special education classes, and my best friends had Down syndromes and different types of problems, and I've had a lot of neurological difficulties my entire life. I've always been emotionally and, believe it or not, intellectually slower than other people. I think I'm like 5 years behind of what I actually should be. This is what I'm told. This is, my mom has all the records, and she knows everything about this. I don't. But I do know that for me, my example of my problems are, my intellectual problems, I should say. The information is, oh, damn it, Nicole. Intellectually, I may sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I may sound very, very smart, but there are varying degrees of intelligence, I guess you could say. For me, information is sometimes, the way it enters my brain is not like normal things, and sometimes information can be crisscrossed. Take, for example, and me having my license is a scary thing as is driving in general. And there are sometimes, and Joe Clancy can be my my character witness because he's seen this happen, that sometimes a red light that will be there, my brain doesn't read it as red. It's not about, this is not color blindness. Before I get any of you guys thinking that, it's not. It's the fact that I can't even, my head interprets it as green. And I've gone through red lights. I don't know how the fuck my license hasn't been, repoed. He's amazing. Certain things just, they don't click. They just don't click. I don't know how to tell time, which is fun. I never understood the face of the clock and where the numbers are supposed to interpret at the time. My brain just doesn't get it. I have no math ability. I have maybe a first grade level of math. My reading level at one point was, and I thank my mom for this, because if it wasn't, I'll give my mom credit, because I had maybe a 5th grade reading level, and my mother made a deal with me because I was addicted to TV, and I was so upset with how I was intellectually, and I just wanted to escape by it, so I would watch TV, and I may cry about this, and my mom made a deal with me that if I would just read Harry Potter, then I would get off her back, and she would get off my back about reading, and if I liked it, then she wouldn't, that was it, and if I didn't like it, she'd not be on my back anymore about reading and going outside and watching instead of watching TV all the time. Of course, I read the first book and I loved it, and because of my mother, of her pushing and pushing and pushing, my reading level and I was in 8th grade at the time. Unfortunately, I'll get to that point in a minute. I was at I was in 8th grade at the time, and I had a 5th grade reading level, and my comprehension level was not very well. So, because of my mom pushing me to read, it made me hunger for books, hunger for wanting to read, and my shelf is so full from different books. And I went from Harry Potter to James Patterson, who is my favorite author, and to now the Lauren Conrad books, just for a fun read. And some of these books that I'm tackling now are, I went from a 5th grade level to a college reading level, which is, in high school, is a very advanced. The first advanced book I ever read in high school, which is definitely a college read, is William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. I went from Hamlet to Oedipus Rex, a bunch of different things which I never thought I could actually read. And because of my mother doing what she did, oh God, pushing me to do this, I wouldn't be where I was reading, because as much as we don't get along, this woman has pushed for me intellectually, and it is scary how much I've excelled. Well, this is how bad the special education system is now, because they don't seem to understand that they'll pass any kid. They'll pass any kid as long as they can just get aged out of the system, and that's the end of it. They really have stopped caring about the kids in the special needs program, in my opinion, at least in Rockville Center, because I don't see anyone caring about the idea that these kids need help and want to learn. But some of these teachers just don't give a shit. And so when they hear things in the halls, when these kids hear things in the hall, like being called retarded, I have been called everything. Everything. And it is amazing how, I'm not going to lie, there have been times when I just said if I end my life, it'd be a whole lot easier. But I fought it. It is very hard sometimes when you hear the word stupid, and it is aimed at you. And I, myself, have fought very hard and made sure that I am perfectly well understood. And yes, so I'm not the most intellectually based person, and I don't know a lot of things, and I'm very well read on other things, and I'm talented in other places, and I'm a good dancer. I'm a good actress, and I am a good human being. And to singing to boot is just a hobby, and it kills me that there are some people that just treat us like we don't belong, and that we should be put in certain homes and placed in other places. And I'm just done with it. I'm gonna put a link in the below for you guys to see this video, because it's amazing. There's the women in these videos defending this guy. There's a Down syndrome actor who, you guys need to see this. It'll blow your fucking minds. The last thing I want to say is that the word retarded was a clinical term from what I was told. But you have to understand that people in this world are going to talk whether we like it or not. And they're going to use words that we're not going to like. But yeah, I joke around and use that word about myself as a deflection. And I know I'm not that. I know I'm not that. But there are other people that don't get it, and they use it as a way of a slanderous nature. So words are only powerful if you use them in that kind of way. And trust me, I know how it feels when it's used in a horrible nature. So, pick your words wisely with the people that are around you. Think about the outside effect of how it's going to do. Now I'm actually going to find out where Special Olympics this is this year. I'm going to volunteer. Yeah, it's been so long since I've actually competed in the Olympics, but I don't think I'm actually allowed to compete anymore, but I don't care. I might as well volunteer. Alright guys, thank you for listening to my rant and seeing me cry, but I love you. Peace out.